I think that some of these benefits might surprise you, where you might think to yourself, man, if I got that, then I would get these other benefits as well. So number one, it increases your testosterone. That's beneficial for both men and women. There's women out there that are unaware, that they think that they're not supposed to have testosterone, or they think that testosterone would do something bad for them. That's not the case. Testosterone is good for all of us. It helps us build muscle. It helps us sleep better. It helps us to be able to have a more active and fulfilling sex life as well. So there's a lot of benefits for men and women if we are to be able to increase our testosterone, like being able to sleep better, etc. Some of the data says it definitely does do this, and some of the data is inconclusive, but a lot of people say that it improves your human growth hormone. A human growth hormone, if you're a kid, will allow you to be taller or be able to gain more weight. Human growth hormone, if you're an adult, does a lot of other benefits, like helps you be stronger. It helps you to be able to build muscle faster. When you build muscle, you can lose fat easier. Another thing is it'll boost your immune system. So the truth is, like 100% true, I have not felt sick ever since I did daily cold plunges. I've got a friend who had done them for 1 full year, and he said he had never been sick, not even once. I've got another friend who runs ice baths for people out in Tulum, and he hasn't been sick in several years. So the point that I'm making is your immune system will be activated and boosted so that you're less likely to get sick. And if you're less likely to get sick, then you probably aren't going to lose your voice. And if you're not going to lose your voice, then you'll be able to work more. You'll be able to do more appointments with potential clients. And of course, if you're a podcaster and you're not going to lose your voice, then you're going to be able to record more episodes and be ahead of the game instead of behind the 8 ball and stressed. So boosting your immune system is beneficial for so many reasons. Another thing that happens is you'll get these things called cold shock proteins, and they go in and clean your liver. They go in and benefit your liver, improve your liver, get rid of fatty tissue from the liver. You might get fatty tissue by eating too much sugar. Too much alcohol is another one, and also too much stress. Okay, if you have too much alcohol, too much sugar, or too much stress, then you get a fatty liver. And the fatty liver is very, very unhealthy for you. It lowers your life expectancy. So if you're able to get those cold shock proteins into your liver, you're able to clean that up. And that can be a huge benefit. You also gain more discipline and willpower, meaning when you want to do something that is difficult or challenging, like go door knocking for your job, or to go call and prospect for your job, or to ask that person out on a date, when you want to do something that's a little uncomfortable for you and you have a regiment of doing something every day, like jumping in an ice bath, for example, you're more likely to be able to move forward on things that otherwise would have been difficult. So it increases your discipline and willpower. It speeds up something called autophagy or autophagy. Autophagy is something where it goes in and cleans old cells, blood cells probably included, but old cells. So what ends up happening is our cells have a life expectancy. They get older. They start not performing as well. They eventually will die off. Some of them, if they are procreating or reproducing, if they're splitting while they're in an unhealthy state, then we're going to get 2 poor cells. Autophagy, what it ends up doing is it kills off the bad cells and it makes room for, and it gives more energy to brand new cells so that we can be able to grow. So that does a couple things. It can reduce cancer. It can make us healthier. It can make us look younger. For example, it benefits our skin and everything like that. So autophagy is something that you want, that will help you. Another thing it'll just simply improve your mood. How does it do that? It gives you a beneficial dopamine and oxytocin. The dopamine and oxytocin are things that we get from lots of different things. We get them when we are making love with our partner. We get them when we're exercising. We get them when we're out in the sun. We get them when we're laughing with a comedian. We get them for so many reasons on our phone. We get them gambling. There's good and bad ways of getting dopamine or or oxytocin. Of course, we could take drugs. We could take marijuana, cocaine, or a number of other things to increase either dopamine or oxytocin, but those aren't necessarily good ways. So what they say, what the scientists are saying is we can sniff some cocaine, for example, and that will give us energy for about 15 minutes. That'll increase our dopamine and our happiness for about 15 minutes. Well, getting in an ice bath for about 3 minutes and hopping out will increase our dopamine and oxytocin, our happiness, our mood in elevation. It'll increase that usually for about 4 hours. Now, for me, I definitely notice it for a couple of hours. I feel incredible. And I would say that I probably notice it all day, a little bit of it all day. But I really feel a huge amount. And with things like coffee that give you dopamine, things like cocaine that could give somebody dopamine, those things give you a hard crash and you become addicted to them. So anyway, this can be a good way of gaining dopamine and oxytocin, where you can have an elevated mood, where you're happier, healthier, where you're more patient with others. It can be hugely beneficial. Another thing is you get definitely more energy and alertness, which helps me to be able to focus if I'm going to be on a sales call or if I'm going to be doing a podcast like this.